So, Brooke, answer the question, what's the one thing they don't teach you in law school?
You know what, Charlie? Today I'm going to go with emotional intelligence, and this can go in so many directions. And emotional intelligence doesn't really mean that if you don't have it, it doesn't mean that you aren't good with people or that you're not kind or any of that. It's more of a scientific study, and I think a lot of
Hmm.
people get confused about that. But they certainly don't teach it in law school.
Okay, well, tell me more about the scientific study side of it.
Absolutely. So we've over here we've developed what we call the emotional intelligence matrix, and it has four quadrants. And every quadrant represents something that we present ourselves as people in different scenarios. So the first quadrant is what I show the world, and
Hmm.
that's just all the time, consistent, whether you're at home or at work or at church, doesn't matter. The second quadrant is your blind spots, and we all know what that means. Everybody has blind spots. Blind spots can be positive or negative. You can have somebody who doesn't recognize one of their obnoxious behaviors, and we all have those, right?
Yeah.
And then you can have positive blind spots where, maybe somebody doesn't really understand how great they are in an area and they're kind of self deprecating. And then the third quadrant is what I know, but I'm not necessarily going to share with my attorney or anybody that's not really close to me. So I know that I have control issues because of something that happened to me, way back when. And that comes out in trying to micromanage the legal process, but I'm not necessarily going to share that awareness with my attorney. And then the fourth quadrant is what we call the God box, which is I don't know and nobody else knows either. I can't see my blind spot and nobody else can see it, and only God, theoretically can see this blind spot. But the idea is that the more you work on quadrant two, the better you get at reducing your blind spots in quadrant four as well.